Okay, you guys can grab your syllabus, and we are going to, it's buzz. We are going to get started. So I want you guys to follow along. Make sure you listen today because I want you guys to know what is expected of you in this class. A lot of times I'll do this, I try to do the syllabus to my class so you guys can kind of see that, but there's too many differences for you guys in my class just because of the day-to-day, for all of this. So anyways, yeah, so you guys can grab your syllabus and follow along so we can get started. I'm just going to share my screen with you guys so you guys can kind of see where I am. Oh, this is next week's lessons. Let's find this. Here we go. Okay, and I'll kind of make this bigger so you guys can see me a little bit better. So about this class, this class is really an introductory into the healthcare field. I may have explained that in kind of the initial intro video. It's not a health class. It's just an introduction into the healthcare field. So we're going to look at careers. We're going to look at how to take vital signs. We're going to look at some psychology that you guys might be expected to know later on. So we're going to cover lots of things still. But just so you guys know, it's not a health class. It's a health science class. Lots of hands-on activities, even for you guys online. This is going to be, I try to put in as much activity for you to do even at your own school as I can. Some of it is a little bit limited because I have more supplies here than probably you guys have. But yeah, I still try to schedule all of that in. So for me, my name is Miss Bird. I think I probably said that in my intro video. And, I'm a registered nurse and teach as well. So I got my teaching certificate over at Commerce. Contact. My email address is kbyrd, B-Y-R-D, @cooperisd.net. So if you guys need to contact me, please feel free to use that email address. You can go log into Gaggle and you can email me from Gaggle, but I would prefer you guys use this email because it comes directly to my phone and I can get you a message back a little bit faster. Like if you have a question about an assignment or aren't sure how to do something or want to know if this project will work in place of this or whatever it might be, please feel free to email me. Class expectations. So it says you are expected to effectively contribute to class discussion and activities. That means you guys need to come in ready to go. Okay, if you're supposed to read an article, then you need to read it so that you can effectively participate the next day in class. We do lots of participation grades in here, and you guys will see that. And so if you're not going to participate, you're not going to do very well in this class. It says you'll work in groups or pairs frequently and are expected to do so willingly and with great effort. That means when you guys get into groups, you're expected to do your part. And the other thing that I cannot stand is grumbling and complaining about group work and your group members. I hate that. So please, you guys, I know your teachers don't like that either. So keep that to a minimum. Everybody's going to get to work with everybody, I promise, because you're going to have lots of projects. So lots of group work. All students, it says your ability in the working world will heavily depend on how well you work with others. And that's so true. Every job that you guys are ever going to do, whether you get into healthcare or anything else, you're going to be dependent on others to do their job so that you can do yours. And you're going to work in teams. And that is just the nature of life. So figure out how to get along with people and get along with them. All students are expected to follow the rules of the classroom as well as your classroom. Okay, so please make sure whatever your teacher, your home instructor told you guys, their classroom rules apply. Online expectations, okay? As much of this course is online, that means that you guys are responsible for your own learning. Okay, your instructor is not there to babysit you. Okay, they are not your mama. They are facilitating the class. So you guys ultimately are responsible for your own learning in this class. You're going to have the whole week's worth of assignments, and you do it. Just you can print it off if you want to and check it off as you go. However that works best. But you guys are going to have a whole week's worth of assignments at a time. Every week you will see those for the following week. So with the exception of quizzes and tests, you guys will have all of the work that you're going to get. Generally, you'll get a week's worth of assignments on Fridays with a plan of how to do that, for the following week. So you'll see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It will be up to you to keep up with your studies and follow the plan. However, you can and will fail this class if you get behind, because this class builds, okay, especially the vocabulary. Classroom rules. Okay, you guys are going to have a quiz about the classroom rules. Very simple quiz. You do not need to memorize the rules. You just need to understand them. Okay, the first one is be respectful. And this includes you guys respecting me as your teacher, as well as the instructor that's in your room at your school. And I'm sure they've already gone over some of that with you. So, she or he has worked hard to be where they are as your teacher, as have I. Okay, we've all done our part to be where we are. So that demands your respect in and of itself. I want you guys to make sure that you are respecting each other, okay? That you're not copying off of each other. Have enough respect for yourself, not to copy off of somebody. Like if you make the choice not to study, then own up to it. Take your grade, That's just part of life. Own up to your, mistakes, or own up to it. Lost my train of thought. So, be respectful to each other. Respect everybody else's right to learn. A teacher told me that not too long ago. Respect my right to teach and everybody else's right to learn. When you are talking to someone else and interrupting them from listening, you're not respecting them because you're not allowing them to listen and to learn. And that's what they're here for. And then the last thing is just the equipment in your room. Make sure that you're respecting that. Be careful with it, because your school doesn't, none of our schools around here are just a spring of wealth. So let's all take care of the stuff that we have so that we can continue to use it. Let's see, have integrity. Okay, integrity is kind of a buzzword in here. I cannot stand cheating and cannot stand it. But integrity is important. When I think of integrity, to me, that's making a right decision even when people aren't watching, even when no one else cares if you make the right decision or not. Integrity is making that decision regardless of what else is going on. Even if it costs us something, we still do what's right. And that's integrity, And it's important for you guys. If you want to be in the healthcare field, you need to have integrity because you have people's lives in your hands. And, you want to take that seriously. A lot of times you'll hear honesty and things like that, but it's really just taking ownership for you and taking pride in yourself enough that you do what's right. I always give this example, but it's like when you're at Walmart and you take your buggy out to your car, you don't leave it in the parking spot for somebody else to have to walk back to the buggy parking thing. You put it back because you have integrity and you care enough to do the right thing and put that cart back where it belongs. If you drop something off a shelf, put it back up. Don't just leave it for somebody else to come pick up after you. 3 is come prepared. So that means you're bringing all of your stuff to class. If you guys are supposed to bring your computer to class, make sure you're bringing that. If you have group work that day, bring in the stuff that you said you would do. If you told your group you would do something, do it and bring it to class so that you're ready and you don't make everybody else lose points for you being late. 4 is take ownership of your choices. If you choose not to study, then you chose a bad grade. And that's just the way it is. Take ownership. You chose, not to do your homework, don't cheat off of somebody else. Take ownership of it. Take it home. Do it for a late grade or whatever your school allows. 5, convince me that you're doing your best and convince your instructor in your class that you're doing your best. Don't just half-heartedly do it. Really convince them that you're doing your best. I need to be convinced. Okay, grades. Grades are going to be recorded according to your school policy, whatever that is. What I will do is every week you'll get assignments from me. They'll be attached in Gaggle. So you'll see those. And I will email your teachers the assignments and the keys. Okay? Plus, any quizzes or tests, you guys will not access those online. Your teacher will have those as well to print off and give you. I've had a lot of issues with people cheating online, and I don't like that. So, cheating is just, I don't know, cannot stand it. I would have more respect for you to not study and make a 0 than to not study and cheat off of someone, you know, to make a 70 or 80 or whatever. Oh my goodness. Oh. So, but I will send your teacher all of the keys for everything that we do, as well as any rubrics. You guys will have access to that too. So my rubrics are usually pretty specific. It's usually pretty easy to see what, you know, we're doing. Tests are generally given over each unit. Sometimes we just do a project instead of a test grade. Those are test grades as well. So again, that'll be your school policy. I don't know how much your tests are weighted, but projects will be test grades, just so you guys know that now. Medical terminology. So every week, you guys are going to get new terms and abbreviations. And every Friday, I call these paydays. Okay, but every Friday, you guys will get a new payday, a new medical terminology quiz. I like to call them paydays because you've worked hard all week, and then Friday's payday. You get to earn your money. Well, earn your grade, not really your money. I'm not giving you money for this class, but quizzes over, you'll see them over the new and the old terms. Sorry.
Kate Blackwell, come to the office, please. Kate Blackwell, come to the office, please.
You'll see them over new and old terms. So keep on, you know, keep up with them, and you need to hang on to those paydays. Face-to-face time. So this is something I offered last year. Nobody really took me up on it, and that's up to you. It's not, it says your live recording or face-to-face time will be available every week, twice a week, unless there's something else that comes up, but usually twice a week. This is not required, okay? So this is optional for you to take part in this, but is available in case you guys need it, or if you have questions or want me to explain something further, and or need clarification on something, whatever it is. So you'll receive a link in your Gaggle email with a link to the live recording. Now, you do not have to have a camera and microphone to be able to take part in this. The first time you click on the link, I think it will make you make an account with Zoom, is where it comes from. It's called Zoom. And so you have to register and get logged in. But you can actually watch the video feed and listen to it of me and just chat in a question. So that's another option, something that you can do. And actually, let me just show you guys that now. So whenever you get into Zoom, I'm in Zoom right now actually, so this may not work. Let's see. Okay, well, this is not really a great, I don't think I can show you guys what the screen looks like while I'm in it and recording, but basically it'll come up and there will be a little place, it might be at the top even like this, or it might be right on the screen, and it'll say chat, and you can actually type in questions to me and I'll be able to see them, and then I can answer them in the live feed. Okay, so that is another option. Now the times available are Tuesdays from 12:30 to 1, and I may end up making that, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I might make that 12:40 to 1 because technically my lunch is from 12:10 to 12:40. So if I don't have a bunch, you know, we'll see. May do 12:40 to 1, but anyway, we'll just kind of see how it goes and if I need to keep it open at 12:30 or not, which is fine. So Tuesdays during that time, and Wednesdays from 9 to 9:20. I think a lot of you guys have activity periods, maybe 9 to 9:20, so if you guys need to access that during that period, you know, that's a possibility. Hopefully I've covered everybody's either class or activity period with those 2 times. And, you know, if not, and you have a question or something, just let me know and I'll be happy to email with you. But that's when I am available. Gaggle. So you guys are to check all avenues within Gaggle on a regular basis, daily. Is my preference. So you'll do email and discussion board, and you'll be able to see this, but you'll go into your class and I'll show you how to do all of that next week. But if there's a problem or you guys see that there's an issue, please notify your instructor so that they can contact me and maybe I can get it. Main things I want you to know about Gaggle, one is that everything is filtered. So if you use the chat function on Gaggle or email or digital lock or whatever, if you write anything inappropriate in there, it will block that email or block that chat and come directly to my email account. And I can always access any email or any chat conversation ever. You cannot delete any of that. I can always access it. And even the whole chat conversation. Okay, once you get out of chat, it's not just gone. It saves, and I keep that, or I can always access it. So just keep that in mind if you're using Gaggle. Even your deleted emails, I can see all of it. Okay, materials, main thing for you guys is something to write with, something to write on, obviously, notebook. My suggestion is that you guys keep a notebook for all of your notes if you decide to print those off. The main things that you guys need to keep are your payday quizzes. You'll be able to keep your weekly assignments on here, but your payday quizzes and your tests. Any payday quizzes and tests, you can expect to see any of that information on the semester exam. And I do not give out a review for the semester exam. Your review is the payday quizzes and your test. So make sure that you are keeping up with those because I will not send out new ones. So keep up with them. Keep a notebook with those in there. And then the other thing, you guys are definitely going to need access to the internet. Obviously, this is an online class, so you're going to need access to be able to get your files and things like that. And we do lots of research and things like that in here. So make sure that you have access the way that you need to. Various materials for projects, so forth. Okay, extra credit. At any time, missed that typo before. At any time during the first 5 weeks of each 6 weeks or 9 weeks, depending on your grading period, you guys can do extra credits. Always available. I'm not going to remind you of it. Your instructor's not going to remind you of it, but just know that it's available. I already have it loaded onto Gaggle so that you can access it at any time. But what you do is you just find a magazine article or an online journal article, something that's health science related. You just write a one-page summary about it. It has to be typed, double spaced, it has to have a bibliography. But if you follow all the instructions and the summary is good, then you get 5 points. And 5 points each. So if you do one, you get 5 points. 2, you get 10 points on a test grade. Now here's the thing. You can do 2 as 6 weeks, or if you are one of the schools that has the 9-week grading period, then you can do 3 and 9 weeks. So that, I think that should even it all out. They are due the Friday before the last week of the grading period begins. So what that means, like for us, for our example, September 25th is the last day of our first 6 weeks. So extra credit would be due on the 18th. It's due the Friday before the last week of the grading period. Okay, objectives, these are just some things that we're going to be going over. And then, of course, lastly, you guys need to make sure that your parents sign this and that you guys sign it and give that copy to your teacher. They need to keep that on file. You guys, again, my contact info is on there. If you have any questions at all, I'm happy to answer them. Oh, one other thing I want to go through real quick is this Pathways paper, and I will post this as well into Gaggle. Okay, so I want you to look at this real quick. I can't find it. The Cooper one. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, eventually I'll find it. I thought I was going to talk about this. I'd already had it pulled up. Here we go. Okay, so real quick, you guys can look at this. I just want to explain this. So this class right now is a sophomore, usually sophomore or junior level class. Next year it will be a freshman level class because we'll be changing up kind of the way that things go. But you can either just take Principles of Health Science, this class that you guys are in, as an elective course and be done with it, and that's fine. Or you can go 2 routes, and not all schools offer this, but I do want to kind of explain the difference in these. Some of your schools will offer both. Okay, you can go the pharmacy tech route, and if you do that, you usually take Principles as a sophomore or junior, and then your senior year, you'll take Health Science, or sometimes I call it Health Science 2. You'll take that the fall of your senior year, and then spring of your senior year, you'll take Pharmacy Tech, which should be a 2-period course, both of those. Fall is when you do clinical rotations, and spring is just Pharmacy Tech. Okay? Now, the other route is the CNA route, and for this, okay, I don't teach any of the CNA courses. That's all taught in Commerce by PJC. And so sophomore year, you take Principles of Health Science. Junior year, in the fall, you take Health Science, or Health Science 2, say, with clinical rotations. And in the spring, you start the CNA program. So you take semester 1 of the CNA program, and then your senior year, you take the whole year is the CNA program. That's when you do clinicals and all that kind of good stuff. So we do clinical rotations in the health science class fall of the junior year of that too. So anyways, that just kind of gives you an idea of some different options. Your school may only offer one of those options, and that's fine. I'm just letting you guys know, for those of you who do have the different options, this is kind of how that works, and you can see maybe where you fit into that. If you guys, again, have any questions, make sure and let me know. We will kind of kick everything into gear next week. Monday and Tuesday next week, we'll go over Gaggle, let you guys get logged in, kind of take our time. I don't want to rush it. I want us to, really want us to take it easy, get started on just a really good note. I don't want anybody to start out behind. So we're going to kind of ease into that, and we'll get going. All right, I'm glad you guys are in this class. I'm excited for you. It's going to be lots of fun, but this class is what you make of it. You can learn as much as you want to learn in here, or you can learn nothing. But that part is up to you, okay? But there's lots available to learn.